Have you ever wondered why golf balls look like they've been beaten with a tiny hammer? If you take a brand new, smooth as glass ball and hit it with a driver, it might travel 100 yards. But take that same ball, cover it in 300 to 500 tiny craters, and suddenly it screams through the air for over 300 yards. Why does making a ball rough actually make it faster and straighter? Most people think air is just empty space, but to a golf ball, air is a thick, invisible wall, and those little dimples are the secret weapon used to break through it. Back in the mid-1800s, golf balls were actually smooth. They were called gutties, made from the sap of a tree. But golfers noticed something bizarre. The older, beat-up balls that were covered in scuffs and scratches actually flew further than the expensive new ones. For decades, they didn't know why. They just knew that a damaged ball was a better ball. It wasn't until the science of aerodynamics caught up that we realized these golfers had accidentally discovered one of the most powerful tricks in physics. To understand why this works, we have to look at how air moves around a moving object. When a smooth ball flies through the air, it leaves a massive wake behind it, sort of like the trail a boat leaves in the water. This wake creates a pocket of low-pressure air that literally sucks the ball backward. Scientists call this pressure drag. Because the air is sliding smoothly over the front of the ball, it loses its grip and separates too early, creating a huge vacuum behind the ball that acts like an invisible parachute pulling it back. This is where the dimples change everything. Each little crater creates a tiny layer of turbulence right on the surface of the ball. You might think turbulence is bad, but in this case, it's a miracle. This thin, turbulent boundary layer actually helps the air stick to the ball's surface for a longer time as it travels around the curve. Because the air stays attached longer, the wake behind the ball becomes much smaller. A smaller wake means less suction pulling the ball back, which allows it to maintain its velocity for a much longer distance.
But the dimples aren't just for speed, they are for height. When a golfer hits a ball, they give it backspin. As a dimpled ball spins, those craters grab the air and pull it over the top, creating a zone of lower pressure above the ball and higher pressure underneath it. This is exactly how an airplane wing works, and it's called the Magnus effect. Without dimples, the ball wouldn't have enough grip on the air to create lift, and it would just drop out of the sky like a rock. With them, the ball literally climbs the air, defying gravity for seconds at a time. Now, you might be thinking, if dimples are so good, why don't we put them on everything? Why aren't our cars covered in dimples or our airplanes? Well, it turns out that dimples only work their magic on spheres. On a long, streamlined shape like a car or a wing, the air already stays attached quite well. Adding dimples to a car would actually increase the friction drag, making it slower and louder. The golf ball is a unique case because its round shape is naturally unaerodynamic, so it needs the dimples to trick the air into behaving. The engineering behind these tiny holes is incredibly precise. If a dimple is too deep, the ball will feel heavy and sluggish. If it's too shallow, the ball won't get enough lift. Manufacturers spend millions of dollars testing different shapes. Some use hexagons, some use circles, and some even vary the sizes of the dimples on a single ball to ensure it stays stable even in high winds. So, the next time you see a golfer carefully cleaning their ball, they aren't just being perfectionists. They're making sure that the complex aerodynamic engine on the surface of that ball is clean and ready to fight the atmosphere. Because in the game of golf, the difference between a hole-in-one and a trip to the sand trap isn't just your swing, it's the thousands of tiny craters that turn a piece of plastic into a high-tech flying machine. If you want to know how other sports equipment uses hidden physics to break records, make sure you stick around for our next deep dive into the engineering of the athlete.